So a couple days ago, a new trailer for Rogue One dropped. So what are your initial opinions on the Rogue One movie in general?
The Rogue One movie in general, just across the board, looks like it's gonna be awesome.
Right.
But I also, am just a straight up huge Star Wars nerd. So
and as am I. Whenever they announced Rogue One, which was shortly after, I believe, filming for The Force Awakens had started, and I was super, super pumped about Force Awakens, and it didn't let me down. Yeah. That's for sure. But whenever I heard the premise, it's just going to be the people that stole the plans for the Death Star, honestly, wasn't too impressed with the premise. I was like, it's probably just going to be a bunch of X-Wing space battle fighters stuff, and I was just like, whatever. I'm not really that excited about that. Yep. Then I saw the first trailer, and I was like, whoa, this actually looks really fucking cool, and actually has that look of A New Hope, that universe and that old school look to it. And then with this new trailer, I'm just even more hyped for it. One thing that I've noticed is Forrest Whitaker's hair is a little different in this one than the first one is, and I'm wondering if that has something to do with the reshoots, or if this is going over a extended period of time for this movie. Also, there's the blind dude. I don't know what his name is, and he talks about using the Force. Is he a Jedi? Do we know? Is he going to fight Darth Vader? Is that battle going to be awesome? Who knows? This is definitely, it's a prequel to A New Hope. This is going to bridge that gap. In the cinematic universe. I know that there's that Rebels series, which I haven't watched at all, but apparently Forrest Whitaker's character is in that. Yeah. I don't even remember the name. I can't get into I tried to watch the Clone Wars series, and I haven't even tried to watch Rebels. I probably should. Yeah. But, so what are some things that stand out to you as far as the Rogue One trailer goes? Well,
you had mentioned the blind guy who talks about the Force, and like this article that I'm reading right now it says that he's not a Force user, but he is someone that
is he Force sensitive?
He might be, but he's definitely at the very least somebody that has a respect for the Jedi teachings and stuff. So. Probably not a Jedi, but you never know. Right. Also, I like that he's played by freaking Ip Man, Donnie Yen.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, I watched the first one last week when my cousin was visiting, because I'd never watched any of those movies, and I was like, shit, the choreography of those movies is amazing. Donnie Yen Donnie Yen, an outstanding martial artist. So, yeah.
So this will be our first Star Wars movie outside of the episodic Star Wars movies. It's a Star Wars story, and there's going to be more, and it seems like what the game plan is for Disney is there's going to be a spin-off movie in between the episodic movies. Okay, so we had The Force Awakens. Now we have Rogue One. Then we'll have whatever episode 9 is going to be. Then we're going to have...
it was 8.
Is it 8?
Yeah, because there's...
5, 6, 7. Yeah, whatever episode 8 is. Sorry. Yeah. And then we're going to have the Han Solo movie. Yeah. Okay? Now, it's funny because you and I were at the bar the other night, and you were talking about how Lando Calrissian is supposed to be in it, and we were talking about who we would cast. Yeah. As a young Lando Calrissian. I said Michael B. Jordan because I don't know a lot of young black actors. He was the first one.
Triggered.
I'm sorry.
Trigger.
I'm sorry. And you mentioned
Donald Glover.
And then lo and behold,
next day,
it was announced that he's either in talks or being pursued for the role of a young Lando Calrissian. So you might be psychic.
It's entirely possible. The other name that occurred to me when we were talking about that, Donald Glover popped in immediately, but the other one that came to me was Chadwick Boseman, who plays Black Panther in Civil War and obviously in the upcoming Black Panther movie. Right. Disney already kind of has their hooks in Chadwick Boseman right now. So it's possible.
The only other young black actor I would think of that they could cast would be John Boyega.
Don't think that would work too well.
But think about this. It could work perfectly. So listen to this, man. John Boyega plays a young Lando Calrissian. And you're like, wow, he kind of looks like Finn from The Force Awakens. And then we find out that Finn is the son of
or a straight
Lando
up clone
Calrissian, or a clone, because hey, the technology exists.
Yep.
And just bring it all around full circle, man.
Dude, you just blew my freaking
mind.
Blew
your freaking mind, dude. So in other Star Wars news, unfortunately, Mr. Kenny Baker, the actor who was inside the
R2-D2 shell,
yes, in the R2-D2 suit, has passed away. Now, was he in the R2-D2 suit in Force Awakens?
I think he
didn't
was.
really move around a lot.
Well, I mean, R2-D2 didn't move around a lot.
Well, and at this point, with technology the way it is, do we need an actor inside an R2-D2 suit to bring it to life?
I mean, obviously not, because the prequels did it. I mean, I think Kenny Baker was in the R2-D2 shell for like the scenes where there was an actual R2-D2 shell, but for the most part, R2 was CGI in the prequels because fucking everything in the prequels was CGI, and that's part of why they were terrible.
Even like Yoda was a puppet when it came out for the theatrical release, but when they re-released it on like DVD and Blu-ray, they even CGI'd over that.
Yeah.
It was like George Lucas was like, I just can't get enough. Can't get enough of those computer-generated graphics. And, you know, we could talk all day about how much the prequels suck, but I will tell you this. Doing entire scenes on green screen and having actors react to things that aren't there definitely hurt their performances. Because people like Samuel L. Jackson, they're not bad actors.
Of course not.
But they are in Star Wars. Okay. Also, he's a horrible actor in The Spirit, which was another almost entirely CGI movie. So I think, you know, for the actor's performance sake, you've got to have some of that realism. And that's what I loved about The Force Awakens. That's what I love about the Rogue One trailer, is because they're using real sets, they're using real locations, and they're using real tangible things that you can see.
Practical effects.
And that really, I think, drives home the point that practical effects aren't going to go away. And they're not going to be entirely replaced by CGI, because there's just that certain feel, the uncanny valley. You can't, you know, we can't interpret it in our minds as real when we know it's so fake. Yeah. Right.
And sometimes it's difficult to tell, but you know that it has to be fake. Like the Doctor Strange trailer. And, you know, before we get into Sausage Party, which I believe we're going to talk about here in a
we'll
little
talk about
bit.
Sausage Party next.
But we saw the Doctor Strange trailer again before Sausage Party.
Yes.
And it still looks so amazing.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, I mean, you know, it's
But maybe
all
because
CGI.
it's in the hands of a competent director as well.
Possibly.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you know anything about the history of Star Wars, A New Hope was a mess, and it was saved through editing. And then Irvin Kershner directed Empire Strikes Back.
Exactly.
George Lucas didn't. And then they had someone else direct Return of the Jedi. But then George Lucas came back and directed the prequels, and that's probably why they fucking suck so bad.
Yeah.
And plus, since Star Wars was such a juggernaut cultural phenomenon, no one's there to tell him this is a bad idea.
Yeah.
They're just like, it's Star Wars. Of course it's going to be great.
But George, maybe
George, no.
That's Jar Jar Binks, no.
You know, so we'll see. Also, you know, we mentioned it last week that apparently Jimmy Smits' character is returning, and so that's going to be one of those things that's going to bridge the gap between the prequels and the new or the original trilogy, aside from Darth Vader. We're talking about new characters that were introduced into the prequels that are going to be into this. Interesting to see how that goes. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Can't wait to see it, and you'll definitely hear our opinions on it because we'll be there opening.
Oh yeah,
opening weekend.
Opening day,
whatever. All right, so. We'll talk about the next thing, and speaking of CGI movies, we'll talk about Sausage Party, because I have a lot that I want to say about
All right.
Sausage Party.
I'm looking forward to this.
So we're going into it right now.